Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another week in esports. My name is LuBu, and this is your week in esports. I apologize if my voice is a little hoarse. I was cheering for Android 16 all weekend at Final Round here in Atlanta. For those of you that don't know, Final Round is the second largest fighting game tournament in the North Americas. It's also the largest tournament for fighting games in the Southeast, and it's a big deal to those of us in Atlanta. And I love supporting it, and it was awesome. It's awesome every year. It was awesome this year. Thank you to Larry, aka Shin Blanca, for putting on the tournament. You did an amazing job, and everybody loved it. I just wanted to get that out of the way because I had a great time. Dragonball Fighters was like the hidden gem of the tournament, where we saw North America take on Japan throughout the tournament. It was a great time, and it was like a great rivalry as we went back and forth. North America's Sonic Fox was definitely our star. He was out there whooping ass with Android 16, big suplexes all day, every day, throwing people down. It was amazing to watch. He met up against a lot of team comps of Adult Gohan and Cell, and he was able to defeat them back to back to back, and it was just a fantastic tournament. Unfortunately, he ended up losing to Japan's Goichi, whose Adult Gohan, Cell, Vegeta comp was incredibly strong. Sonic Fox had put him into the loser's bracket initially. However, he was able to work his way back through, defeating everyone else in the loser's bracket, and then coming back and beating Sonic Fox after a huge run back. It was a gigantic set. The matches were fantastic to watch, and for the first, I think, major Dragon Ball Fighters tournament that we've seen with like the international competition, this was exceptional, and these are the people we're going to want to watch. Moving on to Street Fighter V. Street Fighter V put on a phenomenal show. The difference between Season 1 Street Fighter V and Season 2 are remarkable. Infiltration made his debut as a Panda Global Stable or roster fighter. That was cool, and he put on an amazing tournament using Minot and Jury. Minot, one of the newer characters, and Jury, a character that a lot of people don't play and didn't think was very good, up against Tokido's Akuma. Akuma being Tokido's signature character for so long. And that set with Tokido Infiltration is phenomenal and is the best. It might be the best Street Fighter ever to watch. That's not embellishing. It was that good. Infiltration went on to take it. He took down first place. He's gonna be, he's always been a top roster player. The top 8 for Street Fighter V was fantastic, and it was varied. There was a lot of different characters, and you can't help but look forward to the newer stuff coming out with the new characters, especially once Sagat comes out. You must pick Sagat. Moving on, Tekken 7 is a huge one for Atlanta. Atlanta is the home of the Tekken community in North America, and this was no exception. Rock's Knee versus JDCR was the last match. Rock's Knee and JDCR and Saint, all three of those guys have had a ton of history against one another. JDCR and Saint have had kind of a legacy for the last several tournaments. They've been the top players, and to see Knee come out and win, to see Knee use, I think, 4 different characters throughout the tournament, which is amazing. He really tried amazingly hard and managed to come out on top against JDCR, who was probably the favorite to win. His playstyle is fantastic, it's dynamic. He's smart. You can see match to match where he learns from his opponent and makes those changes and makes those adaptations. And it was awesome to watch. Moving on to Injustice 2. Injustice 2 still remains in the tournament bracket, in the tournament circuit. Sonic Fox also won that tournament. While he was also taking second in Dragon Ball Fighters, he also had enough time to go and beat everybody else in Injustice 2. He got first place playing his Firestorm. I believe it's Firestorm. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. But Sonic Fox beat Forever King, who's another player who's been in the tournament for a long time. Both of those players go back and forth, although Sonic Fox has proven that he is probably the most dominant Injustice / Mortal Kombat player in the current game. Moving on to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. It exists. Final Round ran a tournament because EVO's not going to run a tournament. People showed up, not a ton, but people showed up. It was good. It's Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I don't know if Capcom has any desire to do anything with the game, but there was people playing it, and that's good enough to keep it in a tournament circuit if people are playing it. I didn't much watch it, neither did the crowd. Finally, I'm going to wrap up with Guilty Gear Xrd Second Revelator, which is a 48,000 point word score on Scrabble. This is a game made by Arc System Works. It's their bread and butter. They're the same people that made Dragonball Fighters. But this is their baby. It's about time travel and love and giant swords. Finals came up between Kazunoko and Lost Soul. Kazunoko and Lost Soul. So Kazunoko has switched fully, I believe, to Guilty Gear Xrd Second Revelator, which is the name I will just continue to say in full. And he was playing Raven, which is a character not a lot of people expected to be at the top. He defeated a Ram Lethal that was fantastic in the top 4. He defeated a Potemkin. Nobody thought there was going to be a Potemkin. Where the fuck did the Potemkin come from? It was just awesome. Actually, I think the Ram Lethal beat the Potemkin. Doesn't matter. Nobody thought Potemkin was going to be top 4. That was wonky. But he ended up losing to Lost Soul's Elfit, which he had defeated earlier. Elfit continues to have the hitbox the size of an elephant and the body the size of a supermodel, which, you know, is classic Arc System Works balancing. Shoutouts to Lost Soul for winning. Shout out to Kazunoko for finally settling on a single game. And that's great. Those are the brackets. Those are the winners of the games that I watched and that I was able to see. Regardless, the names that you see in the top 8s for all of these games, if you go online, are the names that you're going to see all year long. These are the people who are going to be playing internationally, that are going to be winning tournaments, and they're going to be setting a precedent for the tournaments to come. Final round is always the first major tournament of the year, and it's always the one that where you see who has been putting in the most work in the offseason. And so that is why it's such an exciting tournament to watch. And as we go into the summer, into the EVOs, it's just going to be amazing to see how the games change and how the players change. That's it for this week in esports. I'm your host, LuBu. If you like this video, suplex the like button below and then kick the subscribe button with your dominant leg. And leave me a comment if you've got questions, concerns, or if you have a favorite Dragon Ball character that's not in the game yet, you can put that in there too. Thank you so much for watching This Week in Esports. I'm LuBu, and I'll see you next week for That Week in Esports.